Hey guys, it's MalibuSkyy, and today I'm going to be talking about my fursuit dance tips. Now keep in mind, these are just the little things that I've learned during my time doing fursuit freestyle here on this channel. I've never entered a competition, I don't take any professional classes. This is what I've learned in my little bit of time doing it. I'm not going to call myself a professional, but I've learned a couple things, and I thought I'd pass them on to some of you guys. You're going to want to wear this lovely stuff called Under Armour Heat Series. I know the title is confusing, but it's meant for keeping you cool in hot temperatures. It's good for exercising, it wicks away sweat, keeps you kind of dry and cool, at least it's supposed to. And this is bought from the official Under Armour website, and it really does a great job. I have the pants for it too, and I want to wear those. You can't just wear normal sweatpants, because normal sweatpants are usually meant to keep you warm, and you really don't want to be any warmer under these walking carpets. So basically anything meant to keep you cool during exercise or hot weather will really do the trick. And there are some specially made cooling vests for mascots and fursuits. I can't personally recommend any of them because I haven't bought one yet, but I do plan to in the future, and I'll make a review if I do. But I'll leave some links to those in the description, and you can look into them for yourself. But yeah, Under Armour Heat Series is your friend. You want to pick music that, number one, you're familiar with. You know, it's best to pick songs that you know the general beat to, you know what hits you want to do, you know what the lyrics you want to hit, and what kind of, you know, things you want to emulate from those lyrics, what pieces you want to take and work into your dance. It's best if you know the song pretty well going in. My first dance I did to one of my favorite songs, which is This Is Gospel by Panic! At the Disco. I know it through and through, I know what I kind of want to hit with it, and it's not my first best dance, it was my first one. But at least I knew the song. If I picked a song that I'd only heard once, I wouldn't really know what to hit. I wouldn't really know what lyric is coming next, and it would just be messy. Because if you're freestyling anyway, you want to have an advantage going into it. It also helps you pick songs that are dancey, in a way. There are songs that are specially made for dance, and the best way to do this is sometimes just Google dance music on YouTube. And it'll come up with a lot of fun songs that have a beat that are actually very danceable, because they're meant to do that. And you can find a lot of fun songs that way. Also just ask recommendations, look up dance choreo, and look at the fun stuff people are dancing to. Yeah. And it's also a good thing to keep in mind is a dance that kind of fits your character, a song that fits your character. Like for Malibu, she's kind of happy, bubbly, sassy kind of girl, so I usually pick those kind of songs to go with her, as opposed to if I had a grumpy character, I would pick more aggressive songs. If I had like a sleepy, sad character, you'd pick more ballad-like songs. This is up to you, but it really does help build the character if you go with those kind of songs that fit them. Just a thought. I'm going to talk about how you're going to listen to your music. I've tried a couple different ways, and I've found that so far, these are the best. These are Bluetooth headphones. The brand is MPOW Swift. I'll leave a link to them. I personally find they work really well. These ones are a little bit big, so they do kind of press when they're against the head, but they really don't hurt. Like I can do 2 songs easily and not have it be painful. I just wouldn't keep them in for a prolonged period of time. But they're really nice because obviously they have no cord, but they just attach wirelessly to your phone, and you can play any song from them that you'd like and have it just under your head, not have any wires attaching to everything, and they're very good. I've also tried it where you have your phone in your pocket and you loop headphones up under your suit head, and that works, but I found that I often pulled the cord out, and also I had to really start playing the music early, and I had to wear pockets with pants, which Under Armour don't have pants, so I had to wear jeans, which are very hot under the suit, so it really doesn't work. You can also play your music out loud, but personally my phone speakers don't go nearly loud enough for me to hear all the beats through my head here, especially when I'm outside. This doesn't work. And also, if you just don't want to be directing a bunch of attention to yourself with playing loud music while you're dancing around an animal costume, that makes sense. Yeah, so that's the way I'd recommend it. You can definitely find some cheap Bluetooth headphones, either at, your local Radio Shack or Amazon, and I consider that to be the most preferable way. Yeah, basically for me, I just turn on the camera, put on the song before the song I want to dance to, scroll pretty much to the very end, get in position, and then when the song comes on, I'm perfectly ready, and it's all in my head, and it's going to stay there, and it's going to be good. That's how I do it. What I talk about is location. And now, for me, I'm kind of limited in my locations. As you've probably seen, most of them are in my yard and my house. But I have gone out a couple times. And I do recommend if you go out, especially to someplace public, you take a handler, someone that can film for you, explain for you, kind of keep people off as you're dancing so they don't bother you. And also just kind of keep you safe. I don't know about you guys, but I do feel very self-conscious dancing in this thing. So I do prefer to do it behind my walled yard. But some people might be okay with it. I know that like Twilight Saint just goes out there and they just kill it in front of all these people, which is amazing. But if you're anyone like me and you know that you get nervous and won't perform well in a crowd, then maybe go somewhere more reserved, a local place that might not be so crowded. But if you are filming it, it really is nice to go and get a very beautiful place. Go to the ocean, go to the forest, go to a field. There's a lot of really beautiful places that really help the dance, and especially if you can find a place that kind of fits the song that you're going for. Like maybe the song is about the beach, like maybe you're doing Cake by the Ocean, so you go to the ocean to go film it. It makes sense. That kind of stuff is always fun, but make sure that you're careful. And also make sure the place you're going to isn't too hot. Because if you go to, a really hot asphalt that's just going to be beating down sun and then beating up heat at you, you're not going to be a happy camper under all these pounds of fur. Finally, I'm going to talk about full suit versus partial. Now, personally, I started out dancing in a partial, and I think it's a good way to start out, because you're not going to get as beastly hot under it. So to start out with your paws and your head, and kind of groove for a bit, get used to doing that. And then I actually find it harder to dance with feet paws and no suit than dancing with the whole suit and feet paws. I don't know why, it just doesn't feel right. That's the times I've fallen over. That's my fail video. Haven't gotten over it. It's still extremely hard for me. So personally, I recommend not trying that because it might just discourage you or hurt you. So you can transition into full suit. And if you're just a partial, then that's great. Just dance in partial. It's very freeing as compared to full suit because obviously you have a much greater range of motion. You don't have any of that heavy, padding or fur, anything holding it down. And it can be a really nice break if you're used to full suit dancing. But don't completely write off full suit dancing, because really, it does look pretty spectacular seeing these giant animals move and strut around and show incredible moves. So definitely try it. But dancing in partial is totally cool. Yeah. But just recommend that you keep yourself covered, you don't show skin, kind of keep that illusion a little bit, even though it's hot. I do get it. And keeping with that, make sure you pick kind of a shorter song. Don't go with Nights of Shame. It's like, 10 minutes long? You're going to kill yourself. Keep it short, take breaks, drink lots of water. And that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave any tips that you've learned or any questions that you have, and I'll definitely answer them. Alright, thanks. Love you guys. Bye. This is next day in Malibu, I was editing this video and I noticed that there's a couple of things that I really wanted to speak on that I forgot to film yesterday, so I'm going to say them real quick. And the first is to be sure to watch other dancers and get inspiration from the way that they move to music and their styles. That can be really awesome. Don't outright copy them, but you can really learn a lot of things from watching them. And also feel free to ask them questions. If they don't respond, that's alright, but if they do, you could definitely learn a thing or two. It definitely helps to watch fursuit dancers, because that's what you're going to be doing, and just see what makes them a good fursuit dancer, and try and work that in your own way. So just pick a person whose style you like, say you like tear, or you like strobes, whatever you like, just go watch all their videos over and over again and see what you can get out of them. And then another one kind of in that vein is definitely to not be discouraged. If you don't think you're as good as them, it's because they've had years of practice and you're just starting out. So it'll definitely take some time to reach that level. I've had this issue myself. Just don't worry about it. You're doing what you can do, and they're doing what they can do, and there's no such thing as better or worse. It's all in your own head, and you can definitely make yourself better if you want to be. And the last thing is be sure to film yourself, or at least watch yourself in the mirror, but I think I get distracted more when I start to watch myself in the mirror. So set up a camera, see how you're moving in suit, see what movements that you have to exaggerate, see what movements you have to tone down a little bit, and see how you can help yourself. You don't have to upload these. I have a ton of dance videos that I filmed, but I'm probably never going to upload. Just hanging around because I think they're useful to look back on. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much. Keep dancing and keep being beautiful. Bye!